talk about you getting up today this week and talking to them about that experiences. What were you trying to get across to them?
I think it's important anytime you get to be a student of the game and knowing your opponent and understanding the key elements that you're dealing with, and it's going to be a different experience for them when we play Army on Saturday. So I just wanted them to have a better understanding of what a cadet is and what a daily life, a day in the life of a cadet would be. And just to expose them a little bit more to the mentality that they're going to be facing on Saturday.
Can you give us an idea what a day like?
Yeah, for the most part, it's up at 6 o'clock for roll call, and they're down on the plains, which is grass fields, and in their companies, and starting the day that way. Then essentially they go to breakfast at 7 o'clock. Got to be in class by 7:30. Have classes all the way up to about 11:30. We used to meet with our players. I don't know if they still do this, but we used to meet with our players at lunchtime, the hour they had off at lunch. That was our position meeting time. And then they went back to class from about 12:30 to 3. Practice started at 3. Then they lifted after practice because that's the only time they could lift. And then they'd go back to dinner and be in the rooms about 7 o'clock and lights out at 11. So it was a full day.
You mentioned, the types of kids that are there. I mean, we run across kids, on the recruiting trail that are looking at military academies, and they're just always different. I mean, is it kind of a coach's dream in a way, because those kids are usually really earnest. They love football, and they have a kind of a deep value system.
Yeah, and one of the things I told our players is that you got to understand when you go through the regimen of the day that they go through. For them to come to football practice, that was their release. That was their release. That was their time to have fun and enjoy the camaraderie of being a part of a team. And like I said, they play the game of football because they love the game of football. So
does it make it easy to coach those guys?
You have their full attention, and they're a different breed of athlete. We really had some really great athletes when I was there. I can tell you that. We had a handful of guys that could have played for us here at Oklahoma. There's no doubt about it. But overall, you're looking at a bunch of guys that have over a 3.7 GPA. They're 1,300 or plus on their SATs. They got a recommendation from a congressman or a senator to get into the school, and you're looking at a little bit different type of mentality there.
So not a whole lot of knuckleheads.
I can't say there weren't any, but you were in good shape with that for the most part.
In the case when that did happen, and there needed to be disciplinary action, what is the difference between doing it here in Oklahoma and then doing it at someplace like West Point?
Disciplinary action was taken care of quickly. There was nothing immediate. It didn't linger, I can tell you that. And it usually was taken care of by the team. So you look at you're looking at 100 guys on that team that are all built to be leaders, So they take the bull by the horns, and they take care of the business first. And if it had to go to a higher up, it was usually somebody was gone.
Obviously they know how to follow a chain of command. So did that make it easier for certain guys to step into leadership roles because they understood that, and certain guys?
Yeah, and that's what they're trained. Yeah, over the summer, they're all put in leadership roles, for the military training. So that occurs. In a way, year-round for them, but obviously in the summer when they're going out, they're all given leadership roles, especially the upperclassmen, and so there's a lot of leaders on the team, and so that was a good experience for those guys to work under that situation.
When you arrived in West Point, did you know what to expect? How different it was going to be?
Having never been to a military academy before, no, but you're looking at one of the most prestigious places in the country. It's a great setting. It's the tradition there is unlike any other. You think of the people that pass through those gates and were a part of that system. It's pretty remarkable. It's really a great opportunity for me when I got there. And, my wife's from Highland Falls, I met her at Army, and that's a little town that's right outside of West Point. So that was a bonus for me.
What was it like for that program when you were there to have a game like this, where you get to go on the road and go against a place like
Well,
Oklahoma?
I'll tell you what, it had been a down program. I think they had 20-some losing seasons when Coach Young arrived there, and then Within 6 years, we went to 3 bowl games. So I can remember 2 games vividly. We played at Tennessee twice. We were more than 3 touchdown underdogs in both scenarios. We tied them the first time in 94 or 84. I'm sorry. And then in '86 we came back and beat them in Knoxville. So we played Alabama in the Sun Bowl. Our fullback had 250 some yards in the Sun Bowl game against Alabama, and we had 2 field goal blocks and lost by 2 points in that game against Alabama. So we had some great experiences. We played some great teams. Won the Cherry Bowl up in Detroit, Michigan against Michigan State. So our guys got up for all those games, and that's what I was trying to explain to our players. They're not going to be intimidated by anybody. So they're going to come in here full of excitement, and to be in front of a big crowd like this is just going to make things even more exciting for them as players, and they'll gravitate to it.